Well, hello everyone, this is Angel Michael. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a funny and sad and really stupid article I want to share that shows the mindset of the average femtard and her fellow simps. It's called Degenerates Virtue Signaling Again. And just in case that you don't know, and for your information, the definition of the word degenerate means an immoral, corrupt person. Well, this article is from the Washington Post. I will post a link for you to read in detail for yourself and to look at the brain-dead comments left by leftist retards. So here goes. It's by a woman by the name of Elahe Izadi. It sounds like a Muslim. I thought Muslims were supposed to have morals, but I guess not. Posted on February 4th, 2019. Adam Levine exposed his nipples during the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday. So let's talk about Janet Jackson. It's been 15 years and we're still debating nipples at the Super Bowl halftime show. She is, I'm not. Maroon 5 headlined Sunday's performance, arguably pop culture's biggest stage, with assists from Travis Scott and Big Boy, and the band's lead singer, Adam Levine, took the moment as an opportunity to get half naked and bare his chest to the world. Boo-hoo. Big deal. You know who else had an exposed nipple during the Super Bowl halftime show? Janet Jackson. Yeah, I remember that. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, 2004 Super Bowl controversy. The parallel and why it was apparently okay for one performer but not another did not go unnoticed on social media, of course. The leftist libtards crying. Listen to some of the moronic comments from the peanut gallery. Degenerate virtue signaling again for sure, like yeah. Okay, first comment. This is by some woman by the name of Aisha Tyler. Why is it okay to see Adam Levine's boobs and not Janet Jackson's? Asking for a friend. Okay, my comment. Lady, you're asking cause you are stupid. Levine, or however you pronounce the dumbass guy's name, is not fat. He doesn't have boobs. Men do not have boobs, in case you didn't figure that out. He's a man. Men don't have boobs. Some fat guys have man boobs, but Levine doesn't have boobs because he's a lean, thin man. You get the point. At least most people do, that have a brain cell in their head. There's a big difference between the male chest and the female chest. Women have mammary glands and men don't. Duh. I guess you never took Biology 101. Most women have, are at least modest. I was going to use the word pious, but I don't think that even occurs today among most people. And they don't usually want to go off and show off their chest. At least I don't know any females that do. Well, out in my area, it's pretty conservative where I am. The breasts are, as we all know, an erotic zone for a female, and they draw the male gaze. Men are more stimulated by sight. And I'm sure these people have enough brain cells to figure this out, but we'll proceed. So obviously guys are going to look. Not that women don't look, but it's not the same thing. Women are usually jealous of what they're looking at if the woman looks good. Geez, do we really have to actually explain things to these dimwits? Seriously? Okay, another comment. This is from Twitter now. This person's by the name of Corey Cool. It's a guy. Looks like a cuck to me, my comment. This is what he says. Friendly reminder that Janet Jackson was blacklisted for doing what Adam Levine just did. Okay, now this is my comment. Hey, look, guys, it's a simpleton cuck here looking to score with the femtards. Looks like a cuck to me. Looks like a cuck, quacks like a cuck. It's got to be a cuck. Okay, here's one called Vicky Mochema. Mushuma, I don't know how to pronounce her name. This is what she says. Wow, so brave of Adam Levine to honor Janet Jackson's legacy by showing us both his nipples. Okay, so you really want to show us your nipples off, witch. Please, come on, lady, get a clue. Okay, another one by the name of Katie Nolan had this to say. Super Bowl halftime nipple rules feel inconsistent. Says Katie Nolan as she wags her superior feminist finger. Give me a break, witch. My comment. So on Sunday, Big Boy performed, and I'm continuing to read the article now. The Way You Move while wearing a very heavy fur coat. Maroon 5 went into the next song and Levine ripped off his jacket, the universal sign for, oh, I'm about to get serious here. Then they went into Moves Like Jagger. Levine stripped off his tank top. Time to lyrics of You Wanted Control, so I waited. I put on a show, now you're naked. Well, Levine doesn't have any shame either. Definitely not a modest person. And shimmied around with abandon. That was my comment, of course. Maroon 5 in the Super Bowl halftime show that erased itself. Levine's approach was much more overt than what took place in 2004 when Justin Timberlake ripped off Janet Jackson's breastplate during their performance, leaving her nipple exposed on TV for less than a half a second. Well, the incident attracted a $550,000 fine from the FEC, which was eventually thrown out on appeal, introduced wardrobe malfunction into our lexicon, helped inspire the creation of YouTube, and become a flashpoint in the debate over regulating indecency. Why 2018 could be the year of Janet Jackson's very delayed redemption. Both singers apologized immediately after and said the brief nudity was not intentional. Jackson suffered the brunt of the backlash. MTV, which produced the show, later banned her and having engineered the stunt. And according to HuffPost, Muffington Post, I call it Libtard Post, former CBS chief Les Monvese reported didn't think Jackson was contrite enough in the aftermath. Oh, I guess so. It's up to the ladies to be all upset because they feel like they've been demeaned in some way. Prevented her from appearing on the Grammys the following week and discouraged Viacom's MTV and VH1 from playing her music. Boo-hoo. Monvese was fired in 2018 after facing sexual misconduct allegations. And, oh yeah, the Me Too stuff. While Timberlake's career soared, Jackson's career suffered greatly. Wait, do you think maybe that it's because she's not a very good singer? I never really cared for Janet Jackson's singing. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. I don't think it had anything to do with her showing her titties. Something which her fans are still angry about. Really? She was never as... I liked Michael Jackson a lot, but I didn't care much for Janet. She had a little attitude and whatever. She couldn't really sing as far as I'm concerned. Okay, halftime show spawned the Justice for Janet bullcrap. Okay, another one by the name of ZIWE had this to say. Now I have to explain to my children that Adam Levine has nipples. Oh, come on, lady. I knew both man and women both had nipples when I was 3. What's wrong with these people? Are you really this stupid? And you are the same stinking libtards, the same degenerates, who think it's okay to shower and bathe naked with your kids. Yeah, I've read comments from these same morons who think it's okay for little kids to see mommy and daddy naked. You know, my parents never walked around naked in front of me and my brother. They were modest and decent, moral Christian people. So why would any decent moral person ever want to do such a thing? These people have no shame. Then they wonder why little Johnny got little Susie pregnant at 12. They already seen it all. These same people don't have any brain cells in their stinking pumpkin heads, period. Another thing these people are a bunch of reprobates. And another lady here, Gia Cognata, it's like another femtard. She says, I'm more offended seeing Adam Levine's nipples than I was Janet Jackson's. Really, Gia? Wow, you have some issues, lady. She's probably a lesbo. Dang, these libtards are retarded, aren't they? Levine's tattoos are ugly as all get out, that's for sure. And now back to the article. According to FCC, showing obscene, indecent, and profane content on broadcast TV is prohibited by federal law. A well-known 1964 Supreme Court opinion, I know it when I see it, when it comes to obscenity, influences the FCC rules, and the commissioner's enforcement is driven by public complaints. Well, that get usually from most government, and whereas local, state, or whatever, they don't do anything until people complain. That's just the way things seem to run. Will Levine's exhibitionist behavior attract the same kind of outrage to the FCC as the 2004 halftime show, when more than 500,000 people wrote to the to the FCC agency to complain? Probably not. The female body is regarded very differently than the male body on TV in real life. Well, it should. These people are so stupid. But who would have thought that Adam Levine, of all people, would spark a conversation about nudity and double standards? Yeah, and this is my comment. I had no idea Levine was such a brain-dead male feminist either. Okay, and the last Twitter comment by some dude by the name of Flyover Country had this to say. Faux outrage, so here's mine. All those tats make him look like a lieutenant for El Chapo, or part of the MS-13 gang. Put your shirt back on. There you go, Aleje, referring to the writer of the article. That should generate a few clicks for this piece of clickbait. My sentiments exactly, Flyover Country. And more of my comments. Seriously, folks, all these feminists getting in an outrage, getting their knickers in a bunch because Adam Levine decides to show off his skinny, naked torso that's covered with stupid, ugly tattoos. Sorry, Levin may be in pretty good shape, but seriously, he's skinny, and those tattoos are just butt ugly. My opinion. There's nothing more than degenerates virtue signaling again. So what do these feminist degenerates want? I guess the right to go completely naked in public. I mean, why else do they complain about this? Or they just like to have something to complain about? It looks to me like these people, all they do is spend their life complaining about something to get something for free. Do we all really want to see 300-pound land whales parading around naked? Oh my goodness. I hope not. I will have to gouge my eyes out. Yuck. Or wrap something around my head covering my vision permanently. Nobody wants to see that kind of disgusting display of lard. The majority of people who complain about such idiotic things are only femtards, and the majority of them are obese slags, so you know that that's what we would be seeing is a bunch of ugly, fat, obese slags running around showing off their tons of rolls of fat. And the comments in the comment section of the article on Twitter about how it's a double standard and that we are behind the rest of the so-called civilized world is ridiculous. That Canada already lets women go topless. Really? Seriously, people? Just because it's trendy to run around topless, does it make that right? Really? Does it? Again, like I already talked about earlier, don't they have the brain cells to realize that if women go topless, that they're going to have to deal with bad men who are going to take advantage and rape and or sexually assault them? I guess they think the white knights will be there to protect them. Well, that's not the case anymore, toots. Nobody's going to come to your aid anymore. Did anyone see the video about the big guy in LA at the hot dog stand that had an argument with a hot dog vendor? Well, some ladies, and I loosely call them ladies, behind him got irate that he was taking too long to get his hot dogs and proceeded to physically attack him. Well, he fought back and kicked some dumb bitches' behinds, and guess what? Nobody stood up for these poor helpless females. Boo-hoo. The onlookers around on the street basically cheered the guy on because the women started it first. You don't go around hitting on somebody twice your size and expect them not to respond to being hit. The guy saw that even after punching a couple of these foul, loud-mouthed females, that they wanted to keep fighting him, so he left the premises. He later turned himself in. Nobody is coming to these entitled whores' help anymore. Nobody wants to get involved in their drama. Guys are wising up. If you white knight these bitches, the broad might just proceed to accuse you of assault as well. It happens before. Good Samaritans have been caught in the crosshairs and even gone to jail for helping some female out. It's just not worth the aggravation. Sorry, ladies. Take care of yourself now, because nobody else is going to. Well, as far as normal people go, basically have morals, and we know the difference between right and wrong, as well as know the difference between what a man and a woman is. We don't have women exposing themselves for good reason. Do I really have to explain why that is? Do these females really think they're immune from sexual assault if they go outside naked? One guy in the comments section made a really good point. He stated that what Justin Timberlake did, that is, when Justin Timberlake pulled Jackson's breastplate open and exposed her breast, if somebody did that today, it'd be considered sexual harassment or assault. So, are these women saying it's okay to strip a lady in public? When is such behavior considered an assault? Are these people just really that confused? Are they that stupid? Oh yeah, that's right. It's okay for a lady to strip her clothes off and go naked, but you better not touch her, and you better not look at her, and you better not approach her, and you better not whistle call her, or all hell breaks loose if a guy whistles at some woman. Whistling now, according to feminists, is basically considered sexual assault, only in the minds of a demented, deranged feminist. Oh, and another thing, I have not seen anywhere where I live, and I've traveled all over the South, I've never seen a woman get catcalled, maybe once or twice in my entire life, and that was years ago. That does not go on in this area. I've never seen anybody get catcalled. So I don't know what happens up north, because I don't go up to New York and places like that. But anyway, that's my experience. And leftist morons, of course. And they talk about double standards. These people are delusional. This just shows that these people have no morals at all, and they live in the twilight zone. Feminism is a satanic, evil ideology that turns women into entitled, self-absorbed whores with no morals at all. Sorry, ladies. Loosely, I call you ladies. Your virtue signaling is mute here. You have no virtues and no morals at all. And by the way, let me educate you to the fact that there are biological differences between men and women. I know that's hard for you people to realize that. I know that you have been told in your retarded leftist gender studies classes that gender is a social construct. Sorry to burst your little bubble, but men have penises and girls have vaginas. Yeah, I ripped that off from Kindergarten Cop, of course. And again, we all learned this in kindergarten, didn't we? I know I did. It goes beyond that. Men and women's brains are wired differently. Just do your own research instead of just reading your fake science by degenerate feminist writers. Yes, I like using the word degenerate because it tells us exactly the moral and the spiritual level of these people. They have fallen to such a debased, animalistic level. It's like the lowest level you can get. This is what the enemy of souls, Satan, wants to do. He wants to turn people from doing right or living righteously, living like they're supposed to living like an animal. They want to break every one of God's laws. Satan wants everyone to go to hell with him. How anyone can say there is no devil and no God is beyond me. The more wickedness I see it every day. The way people act and behave, whether it's on television or on the internet or even in real life. When I watch the news or go to the internet, it basically strengthens my view that there is a Satan. the way people act. You look at their eyes, they look like they're completely possessed. Not to mention, I've already talked about this in some of my other videos about my dealings with demons. If demons are real, then God is real too. If God exists, then we have to know that He has moral values and codes for us to live by, and these feminists have broken every one of them because, well, they hate God. They are a rebellion against God in their own nature. They want to be men. They hate men, but yet they want to be them. But they can't. You can't force a square peg into a round hole, now can you? No, you can't. Remember when we were all kids, we were trying to put puzzles together, the puzzle with the various blocks and shapes, and we had to put them in the right hole? Well, this analogy shows us exactly how we are as human beings. We're unable to make women men and men women because it goes against our very nature, the way God made us. Well, back to Adam and this whole situation. I used to like Adam Levine, but it seems like everybody I used to like in the music and the entertainment industry is nothing but a leftist indoctrinated fool. I don't think there is anyone I even like or listen to anymore. Personally, I think Levine, or however you pronounce his stupid name, should have kept his shirt on to begin with. I don't see where his feminist virtue signaling is going to help his career. Personally, I don't like his music anyway. And the reason I liked him is because I used to watch him on The Voice, and he usually was entertaining and he was nice to the contestants. I've actually never bought a single piece of music from him, and now, after this, I don't think I care to either. He's nothing more than a male feminist degenerate. You know, Adam Levine has kids. Why would he show off his body like that in front of everybody? It's disrespectful in my view. Modesty is a virtue, but feminism, whether it deals with women and people in general in society, basically has taken the most debased form of behavior and turned it into a virtue, while shaming people for having good sense and good morals. Hence the reason I call them degenerates. I expect there will be many MGTOW who will not buy his trashy music either, because we don't approve of his lack of common sense and his pathetic virtue signaling. Well, I'm sure there is more I can say about this video, but it's getting too long, so I look forward to your comments about this situation. Please feel free to comment, but again, be an adult and be respectful. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.